All right, so you were promised a knife review, and here we go. And it's not necessarily a review, because if you don't know how, what size it is and what the PM2 is about, there's 100 videos on YouTube, probably maybe 1,000 about it. So first thing we got, as you see in the description, I'm sure. And this is only available through Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Obviously, you can get PM2s pretty much everywhere, but this is their. Let me look at it real quick to tell you exactly. I mean, it's red, obviously, but it's it just says CM red black, but I think they call it lava flow red. So this is the red version. I just got this the other day. They just put them out there. I think there was a couple still left online the other day when I purchased this one. Really wasn't going to buy this one because I had the green, and here's the green one right here. So I guess this is more of a comparison than it is a review. Now I'll kind of give you a little bit of what the knives are, but so this is the green. And do you see how when you put it to the side, you get almost, there you go. You get like a gray, then you get like a green and light green and almost a forest green and a teal with it too. So you have, every one is different because I guess the way they cut the pattern and the way the carbon fiber flows, it's just, and obviously you can see this is pressed carbon fiber, but it's pretty sick, to be honest with you. And the way it flows in the sun and the light is totally different than what you're seeing on camera. When I got this knife, and I missed the ball, they have a blue one, which is called Arctic Storm, I think. And this is Jungle Green, I believe it's called. So, but I missed the boat on that one, on the blue one. And I'm like, and I saw the green pop up, and I love green. Green's one of my favorite colors. So I saw this one, and I was like, man, I went ahead and got this one, and I got it in, and it's just so much nicer in person than it shows up on camera. It's hard to describe. And then, you have this real nice black finish on the blade, which this is M4 steel. So if you know anything about steel, M4 steel is made by Crucible. So it's a powdered steel. So which means that if you know how steel is made, instead of pressed and laid, it's powdered form. So the little bits that are tungsten and the carbon molecules and all that stuff, they can bind, or they're more well dispersed than they would be if it was just regular steel, I guess, so to speak. But they've pretty much been making steel for a while now, so they have a nice manufacturing process. But this is not a stainless per se. They even give you a little card with it, and this is the sticker for this one. And this is the sticker for the red. Like I said, maybe I might end up getting a blue one eventually. I mean, I'm not going to overpay for it. I mean, you got these clowns that buy this stuff up and sell it for overpriced amounts on eBay, which, I don't mind people selling knives and buying knives on eBay, but some of these guys, they buy them all up just to resell them, so normal people that want them can't get them. I'm not really a big fan of that, but, it is what it is. So the steel, anyways, I'm getting back to that. They give you a little card with it. It says that the knife in this box has a high carbon, high performance blade and components that are not rust resistant. So, it's a little card, take it as you may, it kind of goes through it and tells you about, oh yeah, clean the knife whenever you use it, which I do that with all my knives. So, if it, like at work. So if I have, I'm cutting up a mango or an apple or something like that, I'm going to rinse the knife off as soon as I get done using it. I'm not going to have a sticky knife in my pocket. That's just stupidity to me. So, I don't think it's really an issue, especially when you have the black. I'm not sure if that's black anodized paint or whatever it is. I mean, I'm sure it tells you what it's on there, but it's a nice coating on there that's not going to come off, basically. So, the benefit to this versus having something with high chromium in it, which is basically which makes something not stainless, it's going to hold an edge better, and it's going to be tougher. So, when you cut something with it, if you look under a microscope, the blade basically gets little nicks and cuts and little spots taken out of the metal, basically, and it gets deformed. Well, that, everybody knows tungsten's a hard material, carbon's hard, So the more carbon and tungsten it has and the less chromium it has, yeah, it's going to, you know, be a little bit more prone to rusting per se, but it's going to hold an edge a lot better. So I remember when I was growing up, my dad, he used to work in a seafood house. He was a seafood truck driver. And they used to have these, I'm assuming they had high chromium in them, but they were these real, you know, stainless steel knives. And they had to sharpen them multiple times a day. They were stainless, they wouldn't rust, but you had to sharpen them all the flipping time. So I'd rather have a knife that, yeah, you got to wipe it off every once in a while, big deal. But you're not gonna have to sharpen it all the flipping time. And where I work, basically, I'm cutting zip ties, cutting tape. I cut wire, electrical wire with it. Not real thick stuff, not the real thin strand wire. I mean, like for you know, mechanical type wire, not for like house type wire. And obviously, I wouldn't recommend prying with your knives either. That's kind of stupid to start with. So basically, I'm just, you know, giving, I guess, my opinion on these knives. Which one I like better. So, and it's honestly a hard choice because the camera doesn't really show you, you know, the depth and the color pop. You know, it's really, I'm looking at it on camera, I'm looking at it in person. It's a difference. It's a difference because see, like right here, the green looks brighter on the camera, but like to my eye, the red is brighter. So, you know, and one thing I really like about it is if you look at the the sideways version of it, like if you're looking at the view, I'm sorry, not the version, but if you look at the side view of it, it's almost got like a little, let's see if I can get it without my freaking head being in the way there. Yeah, it's hard to pick up. It's hard to pick up, but it's got it's almost got like, I guess the way the carbon fiber is laid, you can see each little piece laid side by side. So it's got like black, red, black, and it's almost got some orange in it. It's hard to tell, but it's almost like a, you know, lighter red and orange hues in it with this one. But as far as which one I like better in person, you know, I didn't really think I would, but I like the red better, I think. And I love green. So I'm not sure why, but it's just something about the black and red that goes together. And will I use these knives? Yes, absolutely. All the knives I have, I use. I don't buy knives to sit there and look at a shelf just like guns. The guns I have, I use. You know, now there are knives that I have that, yeah, I'm not going to carry this to work every day per se. I have a PM3 that I like, and I have multiple knives that I carry to work and ones that I don't care as much about. You know what I mean? Now, we'll still carry this to work, but I'm going to abuse those knives a little bit more than I'll abuse these. These I'll, you know, carry out and say if I'm going to town or going somewhere, I'll just throw it in my pocket or whatever, you know, and I'll be, you know, a little bit more careful with these, you know, scratching them and whatever you want to call it. So would I buy them again? Absolutely. I mean, after getting them, I mean, obviously if I didn't like this one a lot, I wouldn't have got the red because the way they released it within like 2, maybe 3, but I think it was like 2 weeks. And most people even said that they're like, man, I just bought the green one. I don't have the money to buy the red one. And I did kind of have the money, but I kind of didn't, you know. I mean, it's Christmas time and all that stuff. So I didn't have to take out one of those loans to get it. So, I mean, you know, I just paid for it. But, you know, it's pretty nice, and I'm glad I got it. And I think that's why there were still, if you look at it, the greens sold out in one day, but the red, for a couple, 3 days, there were still red in stock. So, and I think that's because a lot of people already bought the green, and they were like, yeah, I wish you kind of would have came out with them at the same time, but I'm sure there's a reasoning behind that they did that. So, you know, other than that, I mean, it's basically a PM2. I'm not going to describe what a PM2 is. And, you know, if you know knives, like I said, if you don't, you can look at 50 million descriptions of what PM2s are online. And, you know, it's got the backlock mechanism, which I really like. And these are brand new knives, so, you know, they're a little bit tighter, so you kind of got to flick them a little bit to open them. My PM3, when I first got it, it was a little tighter. And obviously, after using it and oiling it a couple of times, it started, you know, livening up, started loosening up a little bit, so you can just kind of shut it with the little flipper. Almost did it that time just by just a little bit of action. But yeah, the more I use them, I'm sure the more they'll loosen up. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with the stickers yet. I got stickers on everything. I got a gun safe downstairs. I'm almost thinking about putting them on the side of that. I know a lot of people collect them. I mean, if you're watching this video, what do you do with your stickers? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. I got stickers for my guns. I got Ruger and Sig stickers everywhere and stuff. So, Not quite 100% sure what I'm going to do with them. I was putting them on my beer fridge for a little bit, but I know once that thing goes, my stickers will go. So I think I'm going to put them on my side of my gun safe, because I can't see me getting a new gun safe every other year. You know, I'll probably keep that for a little while. So, so yeah, I mean, basically this wasn't exactly a review. I will do knife reviews coming up, as far as more in depth, what I think about the knife and the action of it and the clip of it. And oh, by the way, the clip came on this side. I put it down because I like to carry my knives on the right side. I mean, sometimes I can go with the left, but the right side carry up. I like doing that. So that's just, you know, but it's cool that it's, you know, it's got the 4-way on it, which is really cool. Some knives is just one side. I'm not going to tell you exactly what my favorite knife is right now, but one of the knives I'm going to review here coming up, it's only got basically the clip on one spot on the knife, which it's not a big deal to me, but could be a deal breaker to some people, especially when you're paying good money on a knife. And these were $199, by the way. And they came out shipped right away. I mean, it's, you know, and Spyderco's a great company. They don't make all their knives in the USA, but these are made in the USA. And that's pretty much what I like to stick to, especially when you're paying decent money for a knife. You know, especially if it's good quality. I'm not going to buy a junk made USA product just because it's made in the USA. But I like, you know, that a company, if they can, they make a product here, you know, at home, and, you know, support American jobs and companies and stuff. So that's always a plus to me. And like I said, you know, these things are just beautiful in person. It's really hard to tell, you know, it really is. But man, just look at that. Look at the sparkle and the pop on these things. You know, it's funny because when you have something like this, you almost feel bad for carrying it, but it's like, you know what? They were made to carry. I mean, if you want to take your knives and put them up on a shelf somewhere, or you want to put them in picture frames or something, that's one thing. But, you know, I think these things are made to be carried and used, you know, so it is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say about this thing, man. They're just beautiful. So I'm really, really happy with them, and I'm glad I pulled the trigger on both of them. So, well, that pretty much sums it up, and I guess it's not really a review. It's just kind of my thoughts on these two knives, and just kind of get my feet wet for the first one. And the next thing I have coming up, I will be reviewing some knives. I have a pretty good collection of knives, so I'll just reviewing some of my favorites here coming up. And then, you know, for the tobacco and pipe guys, I'll be doing a couple of those next week too. I think what I might do is I'll do a review next week, but I got a bunch of tobaccos to open. So when I do my review, at the end of the review, I'll do a little, you know, side by side, or, you know, I'll pick 2 tobaccos and have everybody just kind of see which ones I want to go with the review. So then that way it gets you guys to be in on it as well. And you can kind of pick which one you want me to review. May do that with a knife here or there, we'll see. But, you know, for now, this is just an opening video for the knife guys, I guess, or girls too. You know, I know girls are into knives as well, so whoever wants to watch it, cool. But all right, well, everybody have a good day, and hope you enjoyed this.